Who is Flavius Josephus and what does he have to do with the Christian faith? We're going to discuss that in this video. This video is a part of a larger series of videos called The Disciple. If you go to our YouTube channel, Bethel Pittsburgh, and go under playlists, you'll find a playlist titled The Disciple. In there, if you look at the video titles in the playlist, the video titles will say The Disciple, then it'll say a category, and then it'll give a description or maybe another subcategory. And you can maneuver through the playlist by noting the titles of the videos and going to those categories. This category is under church history. So we've been walking through, I think this is the 8th video, we've been walking through the way the church had developed, and some of the things we want to keep in mind is the history of the church informs us where we've been, why things are the way they are, and how we move forward, and how we interact with others. So a lot of things are impacted by church history without us knowing, just like general history is the same way. And we've now moved into the stage that we're shifting from the end of the first century into the second centuries, where we're making that maneuver. So we're kind of still in the first century, but we're moving from there. And there's a guy named Flavius Josephus, and who is he, and what impact did he have on church history? So Flavius Josephus was born in 37 A.D. He was a Jewish Roman historian and military leader. He is best known for writing the book The Jewish War. He fought against so he's Jew, so he fought against the Romans in the 60s during the height of the conflict between Israel and the Roman Empire. They were losing that war, and he eventually surrendered to the Roman authorities, and then became grafted into one of the Roman military leaders named Vespasian. Through that is where he acquired the name Flavius as a part of that household, and he gained Roman citizenship that way, and eventually became an interpreter for Vespasian. He would eventually get assigned to another military leader named Titus, and he would be an informant for him, actually now working on the side of the Roman Empire against the Jews, that would ultimately climax to the destruction of the temple in 70 A.D. He would write other works like the Great Jewish Revolt, the Antiquities of the Jews, and he died somewhere around 100 A.D. Now, why does he matter to the Christian faith? Well, because he was a historian in the first century. Now, he was not a Christian, nor was he obviously a faithful Jew, but he wrote history. And what ended up happening is because he recorded history, he unintentionally, because he was not a Christian, unintentionally provided validation for the New Testament biblical accounts of the events of the first century. He would record things about Jesus, some of the government officials, even Pilate, that are named in the New Testament, and by doing that, he created validity outside of the Bible, historical validity to the New Testament. And he's quoted often, so when people will quote and say, secular historians also from the first century affirm Jesus Christ and the work of the New Testament church, this is who they're usually referring to as Josephus. So he's not an early church father, he's not a Christian church leader, but because of his position, he has, unintentionally sealed the details of the New Testament in historical information. And so that's a good figure to be aware of. If you have any questions on that, please leave that in the comments below. I'd be glad to answer them. Or if you would like to grow in your faith in person and you live in the Pittsburgh area, we'd love for you to join us. We are Bethel Assembly of God at 250 on State Street. We meet Wednesday evenings at 6:30 and Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. Or if you can't join us in person, you can join us by live streaming with us. We live stream our services Sunday at 10 a.m. on our YouTube channel, Bethel Pittsburgh. We hope to see you in either place, but may God richly bless you.